Good morning, kids. Today we're going to do reading again. Here we are. So, what we've done so far is yesterday we talked about dialogue and how absolutely important it is for you to understand who is reading what for understanding. Today, when you come to a confusing part in a story, you're going to follow the steps in this chart to help you better understand. And I'm going to show you this chart and we're going to do some work with it. So, we're going to come across some very confusing parts in a book that I'm about to show you. So we're going to refer back to this chart to help us. It said, read and think again about the story when you don't understand what you're reading. Okay, so let's go to our story. This is Knots on a Counting Rope that we have not read yet, but I'm going to read this one part to you, and you're going to get confused because I know I got confused. It says, there was a sweep of blue in the rainbow. Boy, that morning your horse was born. Well, tell me that part, grandfather. I could not see the rainbow, but I could still feel its happiness. I awakened you, boy, during the night, remember, just before the fowl was born? And you said to me, come, boy, Circles is ready to fowl, the colt will be yours. It was a long night of cold rain, and we put a blanket over Circles, grandfather, to keep her warm. Yes, boy, as the sun came through the clouds and the fowl was born, and a rainbow danced across the sky. It was a good sign, boy, and I named the little wet fool Rainbow. Wow, confusing, right? So we are not only going back and forth from present time to a memory, but we're also talking about a real rainbow and then naming a fowl a rainbow. And it's confusing. So we're going to go back to our chart and see if it can help us. It said stop. Okay, I stopped. Slow down. I could have slowed down a little bit. Think about what has happened in the story. So far in the story, I knew that this baby horse was being born because of the pages before, and I knew that Grandpa often went back from memory to what was happening. So I knew that like dialogue change or even like how it looks differently means that it's going back and forth. Reread the confusing parts. Let's go back in. Let's just finish this real quick. Think about what is happening in the story. Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to stop. We're going to slow down. Remember, slow down because we're confused. We're going to think about what happened in the story. We know that this is memory. This is real life or happening right then, okay? Reread the confusing parts. This whole part was confusing, so I'm going to reread this all. And then think again what has happened in the story. Okay, let's do it. There was a sweep of blue in the rainbow. Boy, that morning your horse was born. So there's a rainbow, there was blue in the rainbow, my horse is being born. Got it. Oh, tell me that part, grandfather. I could not see the rainbow, but I can feel its happiness. Cool. I awakened you, boy, during the night, remember, just before the fowl was born. So Grandpa came to your room, woke you up. And you said to me, come, boy, Circles is ready to fowl. That colt will be yours. What did that just mean? Come, boy, Circles is ready to fowl. Circles might be the name of another horse, ready to fowl. I don't really know what that means, but the colt will be yours, so it must mean that when the colt's born, it's his. It was a long night of cold rain. We put a blanket over Circles, so it must be the horse. Grandfather to keep her warm. Yes, boy, as the sun came through the clouds, the fowl was born. Rainbow goes away, rain is gone, sun is coming. And a rainbow danced across the sky. So, I'm sorry, rain went away, sun came out, rainbow came. It was a good sign, boy. And I named the little wet fowl Rainbow. So this is just telling the story about what exactly happened when the fowl was born. They're going back and forth from memory. We stopped, remembered to slow down. We thought about what happened in the story already, which is kind of hard for you because we haven't read this so far. We reread the confusing parts. We reread the whole page, and that's okay to do sometimes. And think again what happened in the story. Good. Often when I would be reading chapter books, and I still do, I kind of zone out to think about something else and realize I'm still reading. And I'm like, oh my Lanta, I'm confused. What happened? So then I often have to go back to where I read before to make it understand. And I like reread maybe like sometimes 3 pages because I just zoned out. And it's important for you to reread the confusing parts. That's this one right here because it's going to help you to understand. So your goal, you should be able to do this today. Use awareness of narrative structure and multidimensional characters to self-monitor and self-correct when meaning is lost. You are, when you come to a confusing part in a story, follow the steps in this chart to help you better understand. Okay? So your challenge is you get to record yourself reading some of your book, and you're going to come to a confusing part or act like it's a confusing part, and you are going to go through this process. You're going to say, oh my goodness, Mrs. Wolf, I'm confused. I'm going to stop, slow down, reread, and think about what happened in the story. Okay? So you are just more or less going to read a book, say, oh my goodness, I'm confused. I'm going to reread and show me that process of you rereading again. Cool. We look forward to seeing your videos.